Hello, and welcome to this video on designing and editing GDS files. Today, we're going to be having a look at the Fill tool. This tool allows us to fill shapes and cells with arrays of other cells. It goes above and beyond what we can do with just arraying an instance, as it allows the arrays to be arrayed in a complex manner. We can fill complicated shapes with these arrays of cells. Let's see how it works. So here I've got a circle that I'm going to use to represent a wafer that I want to fill with my device structure. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go through the kind of simple implementation first. I want to see how we would do this normally without the fill tool. So I'm going to go and do that with the instance. I'm selecting the device cell. That's what I want to make an array of. And I'm going to make an 8x8 array with a spacing of 10 millimeters in X and Y. The width of my device is about 10 millimeters, so I'm using this distance to make sure nothing overlaps. We can click OK, and then we'll just position these in the right spot on the wafer. And then zoom down the hierarchy, and you can see our array of cells here, of the devices. They fit on the wafer pretty well here, but you can notice the few in the corners are overlapping the edge of the wafer. They won't be exposed properly because they're falling off the edge. We could go through and use an array of 7x7 devices, but we'd lose a few if we did this, quite a few devices. Alternatively, we could manually remove the 4 devices on the corner so that they no longer overlap the edge. Since there's only 4 of them, that wouldn't be too bad, but if we get more and more cells, there's going to be more and more work to remove those extras that overlap the edges. Instead, what we can do is use KLayout's Fill tool to smartly fill this wafer with these devices. I'm going to undo our creation of that array, and instead I'm going to go to Edit, Utilities, Fill tool. There's a few things we need to fill out here. The first is the fill area. We want to fill that circle, so I'm going to say shapes on layer and select layer 0. I drew the circle in layer 0, so that's what we're going to use. Next, the exclude area. We don't want to exclude anything. We want to fill the entirety of that shape, so we're selecting no exclude. And then we need to select the fill cell. This is what we're actually going to tile in that circle to fill it with devices. And what we want is the same device cell, so we click the 3 dots, click on device, and OK. And the last thing we need to specify is the boundary layer. Unlike the array where we're specifying the number of rows and columns in our array and the pitch of them, the fill tool uses the boundary layer. So for each of the device cells, I've drawn a box around that and put it in layer 0, and I've made that box 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters. So when the fill tool goes, it'll stack those boxes kind of next to each other in a grid. It has the same effect as the pitch, but it's going to do it smartly using this boundary layer. So let's go ahead and select layer 0 there and click OK and see what it looks like. And now you can see that in these 4 corners, the fill tool has removed those devices, or it hasn't placed them in those corners because it's following the geometry of that circle when it's placing the cells on the layout. One thing we notice here is that, I mean, this worked well, but for an actual device, these devices are getting really close to the edge of the wafer. In fabrication, you usually want to avoid the edge of the wafer because there may be resist non-uniformities, or the wafer might get a little thinner at the edges, things like that. So it's generally a good idea to leave a bit of a buffer between the edge of the wafer and your actual devices. We can also do that with the fill tool. So let's undo our placement of the devices, and instead we'll go back to Edit, Utilities, Fill tool. And this time I'm going to also specify this, keep distance to the border of fill area. I'm going to specify 5 millimeters, maybe a little large, but that works here. We'll click OK. And you can see now it's created another array, but it's making sure that the edges of those devices stay away more than 5 millimeters from the edges of that circle that we specified as our fill area. So this is a really nice way to kind of take care of that without having to manually calculate all those distances. It's all taken care of for you in the fill tool. There's some more things we can do here. With the top, left, right, and bottom of this pattern, there's a lot of empty space. This kind of crescent-shaped area is a little too small for us to fit an entire one of these device cells, but if we had some other test structure, we could fill it with that test structure, kind of maximize the real estate on our wafer. Especially if this wafer was really expensive, you really wouldn't want to leave anything uncovered. You'd want to kind of fill it with as much things as you can. So I've created a little test structure cell here that's got some fake resolution tests that we could put on here. So let's go ahead and put those on the wafer as well, again using the fill tool. I'm going to remove what we placed already, go back to Edit, Utilities, Fill Tool. And at the bottom here, we're going to specify a second order filling cell for the remaining regions. Check that box, and then we're going to click the three dots to select the cell. And I said it's the test structure cell that I'm using here. Click OK, and OK. And now you can see all of these areas around our device cells, but within that 5 millimeters from the border of the overall wafer are now filled with these test structures. And you can see how smart it is about filling the edges here. It's really maximized the space with all these cells, these much smaller test structure cells around the device cells. So to do this by hand would really be quite complicated. So the fill tool makes your life a lot easier. The last thing I want to show with the fill tool is filling another type of shape. So something like text, you could also fill this with a smaller cell. You could imagine text or an image or anything like that. If you have a small enough cell, you can tile it across this more complicated shape using the same kind of thing. So again, we'll do Edit, Utilities, Fill Tool. I'm going to turn off this border fill area. We don't need that anymore. Change the cell that we're using. We're going to use the sub cell. In this case, again, these are all ones that I just made ahead of time. Same border layer of 0, and we don't want a secondary fill in this case. When we click OK, we can now see that the text is filled with these smaller cells, and I'll turn off layer 0. And you can see I've created a hexagonal array of these small squares or rectangles here, and it nicely fills the text. So if you were making something like a photonic crystal or some sort of array of small squares or holes, this would be a great way to fill some text or an image with this smaller cell to create some really interesting structures for your device.